Plastic gears, it makes a difference.
Yeah, and I think the Warring Pros, I think those have metal bolts for their couplings as well. I'm not too sure. I always think if you spend like $150, you could get one that lasts you for a couple of years. And it sounds like yours is doing great too.
Yeah, it's been 3 years probably.
Yeah.
But it's one that also has a food processor. Can be a food processor too, so it's like yours where it'll go dual speed.
Yeah.
So it'll really grind up the greens real well.
Yeah. There's also a personal blender I talked about last week that a lot of people, it's the Try Best. And I know so many friends that make green smoothies in them. Because I wouldn't do it in the Magic Bullet. They leave the greens kind of chunky. But the Try Best is supposed to be really
Magic
great.
Bullet's got plastic gears and you don't want to abuse them.
Yeah, well the first 2 weeks with Magic Bullet,
Yeah.
golden. Like everything is smooth. And then they're just going downhill.
Yeah, they don't last.
Cheers. I really like that pina colada one. How'd you guys like it best?
Oh, this
This one.
No, that wasn't the one I was digging out with my
Carrot
finger. That was the
one.
carrot cake one.
Oh, that was good too.
They've been all good.
They have.
You want it?
They're all good except that second one.
Oh, okay. No, I love
That
pineapple.
second one with the cute.
There's a recipe on there. Can I see this real quick?
Sure.
Ginger, you want that probably?
Well, that
Go to
could
the
be.
third
That could
page.
be.
I don't know if we're going to make this next week. It probably should have been on the dessert class, but it's a smoothie. But the healthiest chocolate icy ever is ridiculously good.
I want to make it.
Yeah,
Next week.
it is crazy good. You can make it like an ice cream and freeze it. But if you look at the ingredients, it's got vanilla, mesquite, maca, cacao. These are all very powerful superfoods, and it's going to taste like dessert. I mean, it's a
But
dessert.
mesquite has the most amazing flavor. I didn't really get on the mesquite boat until about 6 months ago, but now I love
Yeah.
it.
I add mesquite to a lot of things. It's great in a smoothie, and it's great in pancakes, and it's great in oatmeal, and it's great in yogurt, and it's a naturally sweet plant. So not only is it very high in nutrition, it was used by the Native Americans as kind of a staple food, but it's naturally sweet, so it just makes everything taste better.
It has like an earthy, sweet chocolate taste to it. Because before I tried it, I was thinking like mesquite barbecue.
Yeah.
That's what my
Right.
mindset was.
Yeah.
But it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's like a chocolate
Yeah.
complements cacao really well.
Do you know that the third and the last page is the same?
Really?
My third page and last page is the same.
Who did the collating?
Guilty.
Did you miss a?
The other thing that I'm a
I
big
didn't see
fan
that
of,
page in there. I think-
there's so many things to talk about, we didn't get it, obviously couldn't put everything in every smoothie. I'm a huge, huge fan of bee products in smoothies. So that'd be your honey, your bee pollen, your royal jelly. Royal jelly and bee pollen are probably the two best foods you can possibly eat. There's no other food on the planet that has so many nutrients from so many different sources. Did you know it takes the pollen of approximately 1 million flowers to make a pound of honey?
Wow.
So you're getting nutrients from 1 million different flowers when you eat honey and when you eat bee pollen and when you eat royal jelly. I've seen research articles on royal jelly done by universities that is the most amazing thing you've ever seen. It's the most chemically complex food on the planet. Like they can't even figure out what half the stuff is in it. It's so amazing. When a queen bee dies, they can literally pick any bee in the hive and start feeding that bee royal jelly. It turns into a queen.
Wow.
Okay? And you want to talk about something for balancing hormones? You try laying thousands of eggs every single day. It is a hormone balancing, glandular function stimulating power food. It's one of my favorite foods for the adrenal glands. A lot of people will take a little quarter teaspoon of royal jelly and just feel an immediate boost of energy, especially if you're fairly clean already. So I'm a huge fan of adding royal jelly and bee pollen to food. It's got all your amino acids, it's a complete protein, it's loaded in B vitamins. That's another great thing about royal jelly. It's very high in B vitamins. Royal jelly, royal jelly is pretty powerful, yeah. Bee pollen's a little more mild. But either way, if you put it in a little smoothie or in a dessert, like with your chocolate drinks, it's golden. So So just wanted to throw that out there because I'm a big fan of those types of products. So that's it, I guess. Thursday night's breast health. Linda from next door is going to come over here, and we're going to talk about the lymphatic system, the importance of iodine, different foods, thermography, how that's better and more accurate than a mammogram and less invasive and less dangerous. We're going to talk about breast cancer, which is becoming more and more prevalent, which is frightening. So we're going to talk about prevention. So that's Thursday night. And then Tuesday nights, our last raw food demo for now until the summer, but it's going to be desserts. So who wants to miss